you talk about like a movie platform, right?
Sorry.
So, like you talk like you have experience in movie ticket booking platform like PVR
Yeah.
app you mentioned,
Yeah.
right? So, in term of this, like, can you tell me like how we design like ticket booking system? Basically, I want to know like one the multiple simultaneously people like book one ticket. Like I book seat number J10, right?
Yeah.
So how we are doing the locking and release process for that?
So for that,
Yeah. So which version of Java you are using currently?
8.
Java 8. Okay. What are the features we have in Java 8, and what are the features you used
So
frequently?
basically, a commonly used feature what we are using is stream API, lambda expression, functional interface, and default method, and datetime API, like that.
Is what are functional interfaces and how what are the use cases of using those functional interfaces?
Yeah. So
So any do you know what are intermediate and terminal operators?
basically, intermediate operation is performing as a lazy operation, like function, filter, and mapping, and like that. So basically, inside the when we have to filter something or anything, you need to map to another type of object. In that case, you use intermediate operation, and when terminal operation is going to be executed, at that time only all those filter methods, all those intermediate method is getting executed.
If I want to check those the like if I want to debug these intermediate operations, like if I had did some kind of filtrations,
Hmm.
if I want to check or like want to print those means if I want to debug basically that terminal operations, so what operator we can use? Do you know what is there is one operator peak operator? Do you know what is the work of peak operator?
You want to get list of the all non-repeating value, right? Sorry,
Yeah,
repeating value.
repeating. Yeah.
Okay. No, 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 it's going to click on change.
Just dot counting. Okay. Okay. Mm, okay. There is one more input statement. This is very much complex. So you can see another input. I have this kind of list, right? The
Yeah.
input data is in this list.
Hmm.
You just need to print that kind of thing. Like just sorry, capitalize the element and print. No need to do further. Yeah. So, do you know what is like what kind of Spring security you have implemented?
Yeah.
Mm,
Hello.
uh, you did you use microservices?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how many microservices you have?
In my system I have total 7 microservices for the first for the movie store service, and uh, also for the loyalty, for the gift card, and for the vista means for the city out service, and for the payment service, and also for the messaging service we have another means one service available for the messaging
Okay. So,
service.
how basically communicating between different microservices?
For the communicating, you can use REST, but we are using Pain client for the communicating in between the
Okay.
services.
And what about the asynchronous way of communication?
We are using Kafka for.
What about the Kafka brokers? Do you know what are Kafka brokers?
Okay.
There is one Spring Boot annotation basically at the rate Spring Boot application, right? We
Yeah,
basically have one main class. We
main
annotate
class.
with that Spring Boot. What does this Spring Boot annotation basically do for us? What this Spring Boot application? What is it is a combination of three further annotation, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What are those annotation? Do you know like
At the
any?
rate
You know what is at the rate component scan?
yeah, component scan, what is it will do, it will scan all the annotated service like at the rate service, at the rate repository, at the rate component, at the rate test controller, all the those component available inside the project. It will scan all those and put it inside the Spring container.
What is difference between at the rate component and at the rate service? Is it possible if we can annotate the repository classes, like if for repository classes we annotate with at the rate repository. So is it possible we can annotate that with at the rate component? Will my code run?
That should run. Actually, I didn't try it, but because it's a part, um,
Hmm.
that should run.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is one more annotation at the rate conditional on class or conditional on properties.
At the
Have
rate
you ever
conditional.
used conditional? What about the session management in Spring Boot? How you use?